People don't even know what's happening with investors. They asked me to spell DSCR the other day and they didn't know what the acronym spelled for. My gosh. So the idea is to get the investors as quickly to the timeline as possible because time is money. The lowest money sometimes is the longest time, which is actually the opposite of what you're looking for. I got an investor that called me yesterday and he goes, I watch too much Dave Ramsey. No shit. So here we go. Talk to the adults that are doing it every day. If I'm Dave Ramsey, I'm a billionaire. I don't have to worry about it, but I can tell you what you want to hear because it sounds good. I lend people money for a living, and in 2026, people are asking the wrong questions. People are always looking for the lowest rate, but they're not realizing the things involved with it. The speed to close, the vertical, the amount of costs in junk fees, all the things involved with the loan that are, if you can't convince them, confuse them, hidden behind the curtain. So I've been around cheap money a lot of times and people are very excited to get that, but they're not realizing that they're losing the service, the speed, the ability to actually close the deal. I get people that call me and go, well, I've got this ridiculous thing that's a fugazi. It doesn't really exist. It's a fugazi. It doesn't happen. And they tell me that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread until the people don't answer the phone. The loan officer doesn't work at the company anymore. The company closed. I mean, I've seen the craziest things. And then the deal falls apart. And then this house that got $20,000 under list that they're excited went to their secondary offer because these people are totally SOL, out of luck because you were chasing cheap money, not using common sense. Chasing cheap money doesn't always mean it's the cheapest money. So Revolution sits on the timeline right in the middle, right where it should be. You don't want to be the highest, you don't want to be the lowest, you want to be fair. When I go to work every day, I like to be paid for a job. When you go to work, you like a salary. If you work for free, what happens? It doesn't work well. UNICEF isn't a great operation unless it's nonprofit. We're not running a nonprofit. What we're running is a fair operation where you're going to get the most cost-effective money with the less headaches and the mental sanity to come with it. Our operation is built for speed, cost effectiveness, and to do the right thing. I hate overpaying for everything. We're in Cleveland. In Cleveland, we hate paying a high price, but we want something nice. That's what I've set up. The best operation, the best setup, the best product for you at a fair cost. Forever, these mortgage companies promise everything. I'll give you a free refi, and then they put a number on the back of this when you don't look. I'll do this or that or the other thing. That stuff is all too good to be true. And if it's too good to be true, what is it? Not true. So when I've put speed, I've put our technology in. Everyone goes, technology, what does it even mean? I put some of the AI stuff that makes us go quickly so we don't have to waste your time because your time's valuable too. You have things to do. You don't want to talk to me about your W-2, your pay stub, your firstborn, or your blood type. I want to move on too. Trust me, I don't want to talk about it as much as you don't want to talk about it. I want to hear about how your kid's game went and how the Browns are going to do this weekend and they're going to whip the shit out of the Steelers. That's all I want to talk about. So the big picture is we get the deal done. Cheap money tells you what you want to hear, but never gives you a result. We have results of closing the deal at a speedy and quick time frame that helps you win. You want to win. Your life's too short to mess around for $2 and do something crazy that doesn't exist anyways. By the time you get to the end of the rope, you're realizing you've just wasted hours of your life that you can't get back, which is invaluable. My goal is to close the deal as quick as possible, as cost effectively as possible with smiles so our life continues to move forward. When we work with investors, it's a complete different thing. We try to get everybody to understand that we have a difference between liquidity and leverage. And so the difference is the time frame we wait on this stuff and the way things work with investors are we try to set you up for success. People don't even know what's happening with investors. They asked me to spell DSCR the other day and they didn't know what the acronym spelled for. My gosh. So the idea is to get the investors as quickly to the timeline as possible because time is money. The lowest money sometimes is the longest time, which is actually the opposite of what you're looking for. In 2026, when I look at who's over leveraged and who's over liquid with investors, it's a mixed bag. We look at these people leveraged a little bit crazy and you're like, what is going on? I don't think they know the options. I don't think they realize that if they put a plan together, they can liquidify some of their assets and move on to leveraging correctly. It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul. I got an investor that called me yesterday and he goes, I watch too much Dave Ramsey. No shit. So here we go. Talk to the adults that are doing it every day. If I'm Dave Ramsey, I'm a billionaire. I don't have to worry about it, but I can tell you what you want to hear because it sounds good. Or you want to hear what happens and actually get to the point and actually build assets and liquidity. I got you. Call me. What nobody wants to say is from 2022 to 2024, there's lots of different things that happen. And there's lots of people that we'd rather work with that we haven't again because the rates were crazy and things were changing. But guess what? Now it's time to revisit this. And I'm gonna bring that back and give you options for things that you thought didn't exist anymore. Liquidity, leverage, let's talk about it. Don't get stuck with what everybody's telling you should do. Everyone wants to talk about what works today, but let me tell you, it's been a rough couple years of figuring things out, but I have. And here's what I've done. I made some uncomfortable choices of moving on from some other employees that we thought we'd have forever. I've also made some uncomfortable choices of not paying tons of money for AI things. I learned it myself. I found the keyboard on the computer. People that know me know that I'm not a big computer guy. Now I figured this stuff out. You can talk to it. So with these changes, the market's changing as well. So we're ahead of all this multiple movement in the market, which helps you be a better investor, be a better buyer, and be a better asset holder. We've all got pitched the fancy system for CRMs, ARBs, QRS, every AMs in the world, but the systems don't need to be fancy. What it needs to be is thorough. It needs to be accurate. It needs to be honest. If you could do those three things with a CRM, you could take over the world because everybody knows it's you. I don't need to pitch you something else that's something crazy that somebody said it happened. I don't need it. I stick by my morals. I stick by the fact that we have our systems in place to show you exactly what's going on so you succeed. If you succeed, I succeed, we all succeed. It's a weird concept that I've put together over the last couple of years with the technology, and now everyone's out of luck because here we fucking go. When everyone's interviewing a lender, I would suggest you ask them, what is your history with investment properties? What have you done over the last couple of years? Do you know anything about the ARV or even what it means? Do you know the acronyms for DSCR? Do you know how to build any type of equity wealth? Do you know any way to fix up a property? How many contractors do you know? Things like this. This is crazy. It's so needed in this market. If you live in Cleveland where we have these properties, you have to know that. The same goes for the realtors. The realtors, they tell me, well, I don't like to work with investors. Well, yeah, I don't like money either. Let's not work with investors. You're in Cleveland, the hottest investment market in the entire universe. That's great. Let's not do that. Let's leave that completely out, but let's go for the FHA that there's 900 realtors doing the same thing. If you want to work with somebody that knows the investors, you have to ask them these questions. Do you know what the ARV are? How's this community go? Where's the Section 8 clients that pay the most? What areas? Do you know contractors that can fix up the house? Do you know what this house will be valued at the end? Do you know if I should rent or sell this? As an agent, if you don't know that, you're shit out of luck. To the end consumer, everyone's asking me about the market. Everyone's asking me what to do. You need to make your own decisions, but I'll tell you what, lots of outside people from New York, California, Canada are buying houses in Cleveland. If you live in Cleveland, shame on us for not buying them. All these people are upset that people are buying them outside of them. You're walking by these houses every day. So you need to have a lender that understands investment properties and knows how to do loans and knows how to fix up houses and isn't the lender of 2020. You need to have a realtor that is above and beyond and understands what the acronym ARV means. And if you don't, it's okay. That's why we get these folks to help you. Give us a call, change your life. You live in Cleveland, take advantage of it.